this is Charlie. Welcome to my channel. Right now I am heading to Alma. I'm going to a paramotor instructor. He has a school in Alma, a training field, and so I've had the itch to fly, and forever I had epilepsy. My epilepsy went away. Went off the medication a couple months ago, and everything's still going great. No seizures, no complications. Just feel normal. And so this opened up another option, which is flight. Something I've always wanted to do. Getting a private pilot's license is pretty pricey. So I decided, and I looked at ultralights, and I looked at the paramotors and paragliding. Yeah, I was even looking at hang gliding, but they do that here in Arkansas. And I finally decided on paramotoring. I was going to go that route. The instructor that I'm going to, his name is Britton. He has 35 years of experience. He was in the Air Force, also civilian aeronautics, and he's known globally to produce safe pilots. And anyway, luckily he was the closest one to me. Still an hour drive to his training field, which for me is not bad. I love driving. And anyway, so I'm going there today. I'm gonna ask him questions, and we're supposed to play with the wing, which the wing is large, looks like a large arched parachute or kite, I guess, parafoil. But we're supposed to do that today. I don't know if we'll get flight time, because he did talk about that. I'm not sure if that was going to be some kind of tandem thing or what, but so that's my latest hobby that I'm wanting to get into. But experiencing flying in the air. I did fly in an ultralight several years ago in Key West. My uncle used to own the ultralight business. He had a partner. They eventually sold. He sold that over to his partner. And some of you may know about it. If you go to Key West and they have the ultralight for the tourists, and it flies them around the island. That's what my uncle used to own with his partner. And anyway, that's where I got to fly up in the air in that ultralight. And I love that feeling, and I loved seeing the view, seeing the ocean. I remember looking down and seeing 3 sharks that were swimming together. Water was nice and clear. Usually is in Key West. And real pretty. But just the whole experience was great. And so now I want to be able to do it. I want to be in control of whatever I'm flying. And so this is the route I'm going to take. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this right now. Looking forward to meeting up with him. The class itself, you pay, I believe it's $2,500 for the class. There is no set amount of days, no set amount of time. I mean, technically you can go buy a paramotor, and if you have a driver's license, you can go out there and just fly it without any instruction, but you'll probably die. So and it'd be very dangerous. So with this class, and with his training, it's all done, according to the student, how quickly they pick it up. He was saying he's had some students where, in 2 days they learned and they were already flying solo, and that was that. And he's had some other ones that have been there 3 years and they're still going. And so it just depends on how comfortable you are, how quickly you pick it up. And anyway, I want to do the schooling so I can find out everything I can about it. I've done a lot of research online, watched a lot of videos online, and YouTube, and some of the Facebook Reels. Of course, those keep popping up on my Facebook. But so I've watched a lot of stuff, heard a lot of people talk about the different paramotors, the different wings, and I've looked at gas power, looked at electric, and the pros and cons. And so now I am ready to have one-on-one with a person, an instructor, and Britain has the qualifications and has the record for, everything being great, being safe, and so that's why I will be going with him and learning. And today's training will be mainly just on the ground, like I said, with the wing, flying it around and just getting used to that. I fly stunt kites, but my stunt kites are not the same as the wing. Wing is a lot bigger. And anyway, as I progress with this, I will, keep showing you guys on YouTube what I learn. And later on when I'm soloing, I'll be doing a lot of videos soloing over water, over the woods. There's a lot of areas in Arkansas. I live in the Ozarks, so there's a lot of woods, a lot of area where there's not many big cities or anything like that around. And hopefully I'll get to do some trips where maybe I go to New Mexico, fly out there, California, just different places, maybe Florida. So I did the training. This was just like an initial training, just so he could see. Sorry, the road's rough. Things moving all over the place. And he showed me how to do a lot of the kiting, how to properly put the kite into a rosette, I believe. And then we had that first kite, I believe, is like a trainer type kite, and then, which was still pretty big. And then he did put me on a paragliding wing, and that kind of lifted me up a little bit a couple times. And that wing will lift me up if there's enough wind. It'll, take me up in the air, or some thermals. But yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that, and I plan to keep on going with them, and I will keep on posting what I do and all that. I'm not sure how often I'm gonna go. That's the other thing. You do a payment, and then you do your training, everything, the kiting on the ground, and when he thinks you're ready, he's gonna let you know. And then if you think you're ready, then you can go ahead and do it. But if you're wanting to do more training on the ground and that kind of thing, and you're not just you're not ready just yet, you can keep on doing that. There's not a set time for his training. So he said he's got people that have been with him like 10 years. They're still with him. And once you become his student, you're always his student. So they also go on trips. They went to Colombia, I think Paraguay. They're gonna do a Mount Rushmore flight. But real nice guy, a lot of experience. He was doing the paragliding back when it wasn't really a big sport, and he was one of the few that was flying at that time, and he's still flying, and of course training, and the location is great. It's not that far from my house. I mean, it's about an hour drive. I'm willing to do that. That's I like driving anyway. But I'm excited. Can't wait till the next class. I mean, it was a workout doing all the kiting on the ground, and luckily we didn't have really heavy winds. The winds were kind of off and on, so they blow for a little bit and stop, and then blow and stop, and just kept doing that. But he was showing me some other tips that you can do that help get the wing up in the air when there isn't much wind. And anyway, he said I did really well. He said he thinks I'll pick this up really quick, which is great to hear from him, since he knows what he's talking about. And I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this one. Do a lot of hobbies, but I've always wanted to fly, and with my epilepsy, before I couldn't fly, and now that it's gone, I am able to do that, and I have that option and choice and everything. So and this is cheaper than becoming a private pilot and then doing all the expenses with that, gas and everything for that. But yeah, so I will see you on the next one. If you have any comments or anything like that, put them down below.